Welcome to Conversations with Epiphany. Let's talk, the show where we dive deep into the essence of what makes our guests uniquely themselves. Join as we uncover the stories, experiences, and moments that shape their lives. From the triumphs to the trials, we're here to explore it all. Let's get talking and discover the heart of every story.
Hello, welcome back in with Conversations with Epiphany. Today I have guest Symone, and today we're going to be talking about sports. Thank you for joining me today, Symone.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Thank you, no problem. So first and foremost, what inspired you to pursue a career in sports?
I just always really enjoyed sports as a spectator. One of my biggest passions is like growing up was watching, following sports, and talking about sports. So I always knew like that was one of my biggest interests. So when I went to school, I went to NC State. For undergrad, I knew I wanted to do something in sports. So I did sports management as a major, so that I could get experience and exposure to all different industries in sports.
Right. Can you describe a moment in your career that made you like you felt like, yeah, like this is the right path for me. Like I chose right.
Good question. I would say, good question. I would say, I guess during when I went to college, and I would get all kinds of experience. Like I got marketing experience, finance experience. I got some communications and like PR experience, and I would always just really enjoy like getting involved. And because we have all different kinds of like tournaments and
Right.
games coming to campus, and I always enjoyed getting involved, and it never really felt like extra work to me.
Right.
So I think definitely then is when I found out like, okay, this is something I knew I was interested in high school, but now that I'm actually getting experience in it in college and I'm actually enjoying it, I think that's when I'm like, okay, I need to take this seriously.
Right. Wow. That's really good. Do you think social media, like Instagram, Twitter, and things like that, plays a huge part in raising awareness for women in sports?
Oh, absolutely. Because I mean, social media is just a way to get
Mhm.
more exposure for your work and also like your personal brand. I would say social media has had a huge part in networking for me, and also having a platform to like put my work out into the universe and have people see it. So I definitely think it's huge when it comes to getting exposure for yourself.
Right. I so agree. What was your first like major sporting event, and how did it shape your perspective on the sport?
My first event working,
Yeah, it could be working
or you mean like just as a viewer?
as a viewer, like either or.
Um my first major event as a spectator, I would say probably like the ACC tournament, if
Mhm.
that's considered a major event.
Mhm.
Like I said, I went to NC State. One of my sisters went to Carolina, and then my other sister went to Duke. So
Mhm.
we're very much ACC heavy household.
Right. Mhm.
Um, so we went to ACC tournaments a lot. And yeah, that definitely had like a big impact on me because my family is not just me, like my family, they're all very like heavy sports fans.
Right.
So we've just always been around sports and at sporting events. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I see you have the Love Hurts hoodie
Mhm.
on. Is that your team? I know they won. They recently just won the Super Bowl. Um, how did you feel about that?
Girl, it was amazing.
Yes.
I've been an Eagles fan since I was like 7 or 6 years
Okay.
old.
Mhm.
So yeah, we won our second Super Bowl. So
Yes.
I'm still in my high right now.
Right. Yeah. Yes, I know that was a really good game. What aspects of sports events make you feel connected to the game or to the athletes?
I would say, Well, for me as a sideline reporter, definitely like following the athletes' stories. Definitely have you feel connected because you're following them throughout the season,
Mhm,
or following them throughout a tournament, and you're doing so much research on them,
mhm,
having conversations with them throughout the season,
mhm,
and just building that relationship and that trust. So I think that aspect, like telling their stories,
mhm.
wanting to tell the stories correctly, um,
Right,
and making sure you're doing the due diligence when it comes to the research aspect,
right.
um, definitely builds that connection.
Right. And do you feel that women, do you feel that we have a strong enough presence in when it comes to media coverage and especially when attending certain events? Because
Um, Go ahead.
yeah, because I was like, I know that football in particular has really heightened with, I'm a big fan of football. My mom, she's a big fan of football. So I feel like, and there's groups all over that deal with women in football. So I believe, like, we are definitely taking over in the game. But yeah, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I definitely feel like a lot of growth has been made, and there's a lot more women in those spaces. I definitely feel like there could be a lot more, but I don't
Mhm.
want to negate the fact that there has been a lot of growth,
Right.
um, in the spaces, but definitely can't stop here.
Right. Yes. How do you think the game could be marketed in a way for women? Well, how would you like to see sports marketed towards women, the demographic?
Um, I definitely think having more women in front facing roles, a lot of times there's a sideline reporter role, but also, in the booth or at play by play, having more women in those roles would definitely draw in more women because we're hearing our voices, we're hearing our perspective.
Mhm.
um so we will resonate, a lot more women will resonate more with the sport when they're represented in it
Right.
and their voices are a part of it and their experiences are a part of it. So I definitely feel like having more front facing women in certain sports could definitely draw in more viewers.
Right, I totally agree. Well, thank you, Simone, for joining me today. And I thank you all for joining another Conversations with Epiphany. I will see you next time.
Welcome to Conversations with Epiphany. Let's talk, the show where we dive deep into the essence of what makes our guests uniquely themselves. Join as we uncover the stories, experiences, and moments that shape their lives. From the triumphs to the trials, we're here to explore it all. Let's get talking and discover the heart of every story.
Also, this is the first time in a long, long while that all 32 teams will have a pick in the first round. So this will be a definitely exciting part of the NFL, and I can't see what it upholds. Until again, Conversations with Epiphany, I'll be back next time, and I thank you once again for joining me. Bye-bye.